Hey guys, it's your boy Manfred back with another video. I just topped a remote duel regional today with this deck. It's Memento, and I had a great time. And I think honestly, this matchup against Raziel is just crazy. I 2-0'd two Raziel Fiendsmith, and I did beat another Raziel duelist. He was playing like a cool Raziel variant. Before the video starts, I'd like to make a couple shoutouts. I'd like to shout out to Robbie from Team Robert Gaming, also just our Lord and Savior Robert from Team Robert Gaming. Um, you know who you are, and also this nib token. Shout out to you, Robbie, because you've been letting me use it for the past 6, 7 months. I don't even know how long, but I love you, buddy. And this top was for you and the guys in Victoria. Um, yeah. So let's get into this deck profile as well. Um, I have more shoutouts. I'd like to shout out my little brother. I'd like to shout out Jordan Smith. That's my goat. And this top was also for you, buddy, because you believed in me and you told me I would do it, and I've been telling everybody, oh, I've been bubbling out on regionals and all this other stuff, and it's just kind of annoying, right? But you know what? I finally did it, and this is one of my accomplishments. I've been playing this deck for months and months, and I tell everybody how good it is, and everybody just says I'm coping, but I'm not coping. This deck is actually insane. And if you don't believe me, here's the proof, right? And I got another regional coming up this weekend, coming up, and I'm gonna fucking win that regional. I wouldn't change a single card in my deck. I would change something in my extra deck, but I wouldn't change a single card in my main deck. My main deck felt perfect. So this will probably be the list that I play next weekend, minus like one or two cards in the extra deck, and I'll go over those later. Um, but yeah, let's get into the deck profile. So 3 Anguish, your main starter, your main girl. She's lovely. Goated ass card. Every time this resolves, you feel like God. And then they always try and stop this card, which like understandable. If I don't have an extender, it's just like GG's. But this card was really good. Um, and you gotta max out on your one card combos. That's what I'm doing at least. You just have to. You just want to be able to play because this deck kind of loses to itself in ways where you just draw like randomly no engine and you play like way too many one card combos. It just doesn't really make sense. Or you just brick on too many normals, which sucks. But um, it is what it is. You gotta max out and play 3 Anguish, 3 Blade. This card's crazy too. Love this guy. Normal summoning him into a Raziel board's ultimate threat because you just like must answer because I discard one card to pop the cross and then just keep going from there. And then you always have an extender. And regardless, this is going to get impermed or popped or something on the other effects, so you might as well just do the on summon effect going into boards. 3 horse. This card is crazy. Everybody says hit this card. I would not suggest hitting this card, but like I guess you can hit it. Like there's not really a good place to hit it like there is, but there isn't. If this deck goes, it goes. So you just kind of hope that they don't have an extender, or you hold it for later on in the combo. I'm not gonna tell you guys where to hit this deck, but I will tell you that horse is probably not correct to hit in the combo. So those are 9 one-card combos, and this is also an extender. So you gotta play all these and max them out because they're all insane. Then we go to 2 ofs and 1 ofs, Memento monsters. 2 Goblin. This is another 1 card combo. It's a little worse than Dark Blade, a little worse than Witch, but it's pretty much the same. Um, yeah, this card is crazy. You gotta play 2 because you play the Goblin Biker Grand Breakout spell, and that's just a Memento Breakout, basically, is what it is. Because that card was made for this deck. I'm sorry, you Goblin players, but like that card is too busted in this deck to like call it a Goblin card anymore. Um, but yeah, then we play the 1 ofs. We play 1 Mace, another 1 card combo. But that's 12 1 card combos in this deck, um, which is like not the most consistent, but it is still consistent. It just sucks because sometimes you brick on so many normals. Because if you look, like 9 of your cards are normal summons. So, but yeah, you gotta play all those. They're mandatory. And then you also play 1 Aki Huron, 1 combined creation. This card's your boss monster. He's insane. Reborn. He's a beefy ass body, and nobody can get over him. Gaddock, Sleepy, Horned. Uh, all of them are pretty self-explanatory except for maybe Horned. A lot of people aren't playing this, I've been seeing. I kind of decided I want to play this card because it's a good extender, and the effect does come up to give you an extra interruption if he's your only like play really. Um, and then let's get into the Memento spells. I play 3 Bone Party, 3 Fusion. These are all extenders, and you should max them out because you play 17 Memento monsters, so you always have like a target for them. And you want to dodge imperms and Veilers, and that's what this deck does. 3 Breakout, Memento Breakout. This card is crazy. Just another way to dodge Imperm Veiler. Opening this plus Witch is just FTK, especially into like Veiler Ash. They literally don't have good targets. Like, what are they gonna do? Veiler the Witch, chain this, and then they Ash it, then you still get Witch. So tributing for cost is crazy. Um, yeah, and then I got one more Memento spell, and it's the Field spell. It's searchable. You don't need to play more than one. It does kind of suck sometimes to draw, but if you open any like playable hand with this card, it is cool. But yeah, you can search this in like multiple different ways, so you have to play it. And then for my non-engine, I played 13 non-engine, 3 Fua. This card's crazy. Basically, I played breakers, so I just wanted to be able to dig into more breakers, and then I did this against Raziel and drew 3 today, which was really nice. Um, Eclipse times 3. Card's crazy against Raziel. Have to play it. Kind of sucks into Malice, but every other deck it's really good into, and if you go first against Malice, this card's good. Then I played 3 Droplet. This card's also crazy, but I wanted another slot where I could kind of stop Malice because you don't really have like an easy Malice matchup, I'd say, but against Whitebinder, this deals with your problem of them banishing your cards from your graveyard. So keeping this card's nice. And then my last non-engine, I decided to play 2 talents, 1 prosp, 1 called by. You gotta have the answer to Shifter. Prosp is unexplanatory. You just want to have another starter and another way to dig for extenders because you play so many. 2 talents is crazy for going first or going second. Loved it today. No issues. So that's the main deck. Clean 40. Wouldn't change a thing from a main deck, like I said. I think I'm playing 20 monsters and 20 spells, so no trap cards in the main deck. A lot of people a lot of people still play 1 trap. Some people cut it. I don't agree with that. Don't play it. It's not really that good in the main deck. But yeah, so that's the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. Nib token. Shout out Robbie. You know who you are. Love you, buddy. Links will go Griffin, Underworld. This is a Link 5. This card single-handedly won me a game against a Makonko Raziel player where I just outed his Huli and his Maya Washidori, so this was good. I'm glad I had this. Moon to go with this, also for the combo, but this goes with this, so it's nice. 1 sequence, 1 cross sheep, 1 SP. This is your end board. This card is literally your end board. And cross sheep's good for like this combo. For this, it also just gives you like extra bodies when you want extra bodies, which is nice. Then for the fusions, I played 1 Baphomet, 2 Twin, 2 Creation King, and Guardian Chimera. So what I would change from the extra deck, because that's really the only thing I would change from, is maybe cut Guardian Chimera for Azamina Soul, maybe not. This never came up. I don't think the other one did either. It could technically be nothing, but you do want to have something you can summon off Memento Fusion that's a little extra interruption. So it'd either be this or the Azamina card. In testing, this card came up a lot, just against Raziel, because they have a lot of pushes. So this could be good, or the Azamina one. Either one, I think they both do the trick. And then I'm playing 2 of this. I think I was playing around Cash, because I just didn't want to play against Cash Fiendsmith or Cash Malice, and then be very sad if they ripped one. But going forward, I'm not going to respect that deck, I don't think. So I'll probably take one out and play like either a Link 1 like Anima or Artemis, because I want to be able to get into SP to break boards a little bit better, um, especially when you have no plays and you want to get into like an SP to clear something. That's nice. So ideally be that, and then I played three XYZs. I played Cowboy, Aggregator, Typhon, and Aggregators for the Slayer in my side deck, Cowboys for time. It didn't come up for me today because I'm pretty fast and I do explain my combos and cards pretty well because that's all I've been doing is playing this deck, so I always got to tell people what cards do. Um, Typhon is good against Ryziel in theory. I did not summon this card once, so ideally I'd cut this card for a Link 1, and then this card would be ideally a Lina or something, because I want to have just another extender to kind of keep playing or grab stuff from my opponent's graveyard, like attaching a detonator, like grabbing a detonator and attaching it and having an extra interruption, and then linking into SP, and then banishing something, and then having detonator plus SP plus like big guy or something would be nice. Going second if I can't kill. So ideally that would be the changes that I'd make, and that's probably what I'll make for the next event, and I'm gonna probably win it. So wish me luck with that one, boys. And then side deck, there's one card I might change or might not change out of here, but I played one Fracture Dance, one D Barrier. Uh, this card was crazy. 3 Heat Wave. Um, so my theory with this card is you need a way to answer Shifter, and your deck doesn't have a way to answer Shifter at all. So your answer is against like Malice, Tenpai, any deck that still might play Shifter or something. You, even if they don't like have it in their list, side this against them no matter what if you're going first, so you can just be safe than sorry, because then you have this plus called by and thrusts, so you'll be like more than fine. But basically the theory is if you go against Malice, you heat wave, and then they pass back to you, and then you just kill them because your deck just kills super easy and you have so many extenders. You play through every hand trap. This did win me a game today. It really won me a game today. Actually, the reason why I topped was because of this card. Game 3 against Ryziel, um, Makonko, he made me go first. And I sided this in. I knew he didn't have Shifter, but he was playing no hand traps. He's playing a Breaker build. So I sided this in, and he like Perulia'd me. And I said, I don't care. I went main phase, and then I activated this. And then there's like 3 minutes left of time, and he's playing no hand traps, and he looks at me, he's like, "You got it, man," and then he just leaves the call. Um, but yeah, this card is crazy. Like you might as well turn skip your opponent. They want to turn skip you, you turn skip them back, right? And like going against Malice, going first or second, I side this because their end board is Cryptor, and they can't kill you on the crackback, but you can play through a Cryptor. You just can't play through the Shifter, right? And I know Malice is like straying away from that, but you do want to have an answer. And having an answer and not is better than not having an answer and wanting an answer. And this deck has no actual way to play around Shifter. So this card, MVB card, I'm not going to get rid of it. I need to get QCRs. So if you know anyone with QCRs, hit me up. Let me know. I'll get the QCRs because this card is crazy. Um, Next, we played 3 Thrust. Um, I really like this card today. Sometimes I ended up finding myself siding this in and siding out the Goblin cards, like the Goblin Breaker quick play, so that I could like dig for more breakers going second. So like that's always my ideal, is like putting this in, siding those out, one Goblin and then something else, just so that I can like have an extra push into like Raziel, into any boards that I feel like are uncrackable. Um, and then going first, obviously it sets like any of these two. This is obviously searchable in your combo, but if you don't get that far and you need an interruption, you can kind of set this. The one card I didn't play that I missed, which is what I was thinking of playing in the side deck, is Sanctum, but I can't seem to find room. Like, there's either one card that I would cut from here that I'd cut for a Sanctum, or I'd cut one Thrust and then play 2 and then one Sanctum and then this and this. Um, but it's all up to you guys. You guys can kind of choose whatever you'd like to cut out of the list to fit it. I'm not sure what I would yet. It would, if I was, it might be the Thrust. And then I played 3 Ultimate Slayer. This card is crazy. I think every time this resolved, I won. So this was really good. And searching, like, setting this with Thrust Going second felt really good too, because you always had a way to answer the Raziel board. I 2-0'd both my Raziel Fiendsmith opponents, and then I went 2-1 against the Raziel other guy, Raziel Makonko. Um, and then I played 3 Lancia for Malice. So against Malice, my sideboard is this plus this, uh, depending on what build they're playing. I side in this card too, the Diabels, because if they're on breakers, this deck has like a hard time against breakers. And this is what like people have been cutting and they stopped playing this card. But I think this card like is good to have even if you don't need it. So you don't side it in if you don't need it, and it's just one slot in your extra or your side deck that you don't really care about, and you can kind of protect yourself. So like it is the greedy combo. If you get that far, you're probably winning anyways, which is like my thoughts. But if they have one breaker, like they have like one duster or one talents, you're kind of folded if you don't have this card. So like you kind of got to make that call, right? And I know that like most Razorlists aren't playing breakers, so it didn't matter. But against the decks that do play breakers, this card did come up today, and it literally won me a couple games. So that's the list. And I went over the changes. So those were the changes that I think I'd make would just be 2 more link monsters and cutting this and this. If not, maybe I would change this for like the Azamina card. I'm not quite sure, but literally just the extra deck was just not quite perfect because I didn't summon this one and I didn't need the second one today. So like these for a fact, I know would come out, and I also didn't summon this at all today because I didn't need it. But this, I do want it to be like another interruption through Memento Fusion. But yeah, if you guys like the deck profile, let me know. Leave me some comments. Wish me luck on my next event that I got coming up. And if you guys want to see more Memento deck profiles and cool deck lists and want to see some combos or whatnot, let me know, and I'll give them to you. Um, with that being said, I would like to conclude this deck profile, but I want you guys to know my matchups. My matchups today were Sprite. That was a draw. I played against Tenpai. I 2-0'd him. Then I played against Malice, which I lost to, 1-2, because game 3 I Lancia'd him, and then he had cross out for it, and what are you going to do, right? Sometimes I didn't draw any other of my breakers, so that was it. And then after that, I proceeded to win every other match I played. I played against Whitewood Centurion. Then I played against Raziel Fiendsmith. So Whitewood Centurion I beat 2-1. Raziel Fiendsmith I beat 2-0. Then I played another Raziel Fiendsmith, which I beat 2-0. And then I played another Raziel, but it was Raziel Makonko with like kaijus and lava golem, and that was really based, and that was like a scary matchup because like game 1 I went first, and he just lava golem me, kaiju me, and then I had no memento monsters, and then I had like only one memento in hand, and I couldn't play. He just blew me out the water that game. And then game 2, I chose to go first. He thought I was gonna go first, or he thought he was gonna go first. So he sided in all of his like his Raziel cards, because I think he's playing pure Makonko with breakers, and then he's siding into the Raziels. I don't know, but because of that, I chose to go first, and I just sided in like Diabels, and I kind of made the call. Like I sided in Heatwave and um, made the call to play it conservative and not play into breakers, and I like won. And then game 3, he made me start, which was what I wanted. I drew Heatwave, and then I Heatwaved him, and there was like 5 minutes left of time. And he was playing no hand traps besides like the Perulia and the Fualos, and he just got cooked because I just said, okay, go ahead, Fualos me, Perulia me, Heatwave, and then he sees that, and then he just rages. He just quits, and that was it. That was my tournament. I had fun. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy. And then comment below what you would like to see from me.